Hi, I'm here again with Jan's Plans and Pans. I just want to report to you a fact. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will be sworn in as president and vice president on January 20th. That's just true. Now, of course, if you listen to the President of the United States, who continues not only to say that the election was stolen and that he really won, but to try and maneuver to undo elections, like in Michigan, where there is a meeting probably at this very moment today with a couple of state senators, where he is wanting people to change the rules that say that electors need to vote for those who actually were elected in Michigan and steal that election back to him. So we're watching carefully. There's a big uproar and pushback about that, of course. Um, I did want to tell you that last night my colleagues from the House Oversight Committee sent a letter to Emily Murphy. She's the woman who is head of the General Services Administration, the GSA, who has kept from the transition, from Joe Biden and the team that's working right now to make a smooth transition of power, to keep away all of the access to buildings, access to any kind of federal equipment, including security materials that they need. Um, but what's interesting is it has been reported in the press that Emily herself is looking for a new job. I think that probably says something about where she's really at. So the letter from the Oversight Committee demands that Emily Murphy answer some questions by Monday, and if she doesn't, that hearings will be held on her actions to squelch the transition. Meantime, things are moving ahead. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris met yesterday with a bipartisan group of governors. That's really important because the governors are unified really on the kind of help that we know that states need. And what was emphasized in that meeting is that there be a real partnership between governors and the White House going forward in after January. And so this is really, really important because the money is not going, according to the Republicans, to help our states, including Illinois, to get the revenue that we need, or to local government, which is really desperate for that kind of support. Coronavirus. I'm really worried about Thanksgiving and the holidays that are coming up. So I am absolutely pleading with you not to have big family gatherings. Here's what's going on right now. The situation absolutely remains dire. Illinois saw the highest number of deaths yesterday, that's Thursday. Since May, 168 Illinoisans are dead now from the coronavirus. There were 14,612 new cases in Illinois. Per Governor Pritzker, as of today, all museums, casinos, and theaters must close. Retail stores must abide by new limits according to the mitigation measures as developed by the state. Accordingly, um, big box stores must operate at 25% of capacity, while grocery stores can open at a maximum capacity of 50%. Nationally, we passed another grim landmark, if you will. 200, and I think it's now 251,000, maybe even more than that right now, deaths from the COVID-19. We are looking forward, of course, all of us, to a vaccine. and Pfizer and Moderna, two of the companies, have reported good progress on their vaccine trials with over 90% um, efficacy rates, which is obviously very good. And Dr. Fauci yesterday said that we could see distribution of some small portion of the vaccines at the end of December, likely to go to frontline workers first. Do not expect mass distribution. And so it's not, that is not going to be for a while. On Thursday, the Centers for Disease Control issued a nationwide warning asking people not to travel on Thanksgiving. You know, some analysts who are looking at that are thinking, well, maybe the White House has actually come around to giving some really important positive guidelines for Americans. I hope you take heed. This could be a really, really bad time, even though here in Illinois, I think the governor, the mayor are absolutely doing their best to have some guidelines that would protect us. We need to help and not have big family parties. It's just killing me, right? I mean, to be with family is such a tradition on Thanksgiving. Don't fall prey to the to doing it, please. So, I mentioned about the relief package that we are still looking at getting it passed. Unfortunately, now Mitch McConnell, who started at $1 trillion in a package, is now saying he's talking about $500 billion. Keeps cutting it in half about the kinds of money that we could do to give people relief. We are still hearing from many of you who, as my district director, Leslie Combs, says when I talk to her about the calls, uses the one-word answer, desperate. That's just the truth. We're going to do everything to help. Call our office, please. Let us know what we can do to help. There are some things that we can do. So actually, two good things about immigration in the courts. A federal judge ruled that Chad Wolf was illegally serving as the Director of Homeland Security, and therefore the order to dismantle DACA those orders were not valid and reinstated DACA protection for thousands of dreamers. You know who those people are, right? They came as children to the United States with undocumented parents, making them undocumented as well. But this has been their only country. Senator Durbin has worked on this for decades to make it possible for them to enjoy at least some of the benefits of being an American, and therefore we got an executive order from President Obama to allow these young people, these DACA recipients, to be able to work, to go to school, etc. And so now they're able to do that now, being protected from deportation. And in another case, a judge ruled that border officials could not turn away unaccompanied minors. These would not be babies, but young people who have come across the border on their own, and so they cannot be denied entry. And so this is good news for these children. The Affordable Care Act, and I want to tell you that there's actually some hope that the Supreme Court, despite our worries, may actually uphold the Affordable Care Act, but we won't know that for a while. But in the meantime, the Affordable Care Act is in place, and it is currently open enrollment for Medicare and for the Affordable Care Act. Medicare.gov is a really good place to start. If you have the prescription drug benefit, the Medicare prescription drug benefit, make sure that for next year that the drugs that you use, the medications, are on the list. They may not be. They can remove those every year. So, and again, if you need help, you can call our office for the Affordable Care Act. Get started at Get Covered Illinois' website. We should have it on the screen, and find the resources for helping you pick. So there is help out there. Come to us or come to counselors and make sure that you're checking what is really going to be best for you for next year. You can make the changes, or you can sign up for the first time. You can enroll. For Medicare, you can enroll through December 7th. And for the Affordable Care Act Marketplace, you can sign up through December 15th. Medicare the 7th, the Affordable Care Act the 15th. And as I say, I'm going to say it again, my office can absolutely help you. I always report on the Russians giving bounties in Afghanistan to people who are willing to kill American soldiers, and it's been now 148 days since the Russian bounty story first hit the news, and the President of the United States has said nothing. It still does come up now and then in the news that he has failed to complain, say anything to Vladimir Putin about this travesty. So here's what I know about the inauguration. I know that many of you are interested. Our office has been called, and I want to let you know what we have heard, and that there, in terms of what the inauguration may look like. So we have a form on our website for you to submit your request. We do know that they are building a platform as we speak right now for an inauguration. What we don't know is how many people will actually be able to participate on the mall, be able to come. Unclear. So we don't have any of those specifics yet. I'm sure that that these ceremonies will be scaled back. We are sure about that from years past. But still, if you want to put your name in, let's hear from you. Today is Transgender Day of Remembrance. Why remembrance? November 20th is Transgender Day of Remembrance because we remember the lives of transgender people that have been lost to hate-motivated violence. It's more prominent than you may think, more frequent. This year alone, we have seen at least 37 deaths, but likely more since some of those don't get accurately reported. In the Chicago area, we lost Selena Reyes Hernandez, a 37-year-old trans woman who was shot and killed. That was last May, when she told her assailant that she was trans. And you know, our district, the 9th Congressional District, is home to a Black Trans Lives Matter mural that you can see in Andersonville on Catalpa, between Clark and Ashland. It honors the trans lives that have been lost around the nation to this hate crime. Just this week, we saw the murder of Uni Carey Herrera in Miami, a 37-year-old trans woman. And I've told you many times before how I am the proud grandmother of a young trans man. And with so many people in the district who identify as trans or who know and have friends or family who are trans, it is really an imperative that we put an end to this kind of violence. And so I thank you for watching this week. I'll be back next week with more plans and pans. Be careful at Thanksgiving if I don't talk to you before that. Thanks. Thank you for watching my video. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, where my handle is @Jan Schakowsky.